smacking, and I'm over here making a video, and you're beside me and you're eating. Don't eat like this. Nigga, shut up.
What's up, y'all? Slop season. Got a real interesting one for you. Honestly, I'm honestly just more surprised the more I look into just existing. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, this video is about someone who doesn't have any legs. Now, that doesn't sound too special until you get into why they don't have any legs. So let's get into this. There's this article that I'm on, the BBC article. So this man named Neil Hopper was jailed after pleading guilty to insurance fraud and possessing extreme pornography when it emerged that he had frozen his legs with dry ice so they would have to be removed in a hospital. Yeah, so the man literally froze his legs in dry ice in order to pretend like they were septic so he can get it removed because he was horny. I shit you not. This man cut his own legs off to get off. If you're amputating yourself as a fetish, the craziest part is this is probably not the weirdest human. The court heard Hopper had suffered a body dysphoria since childhood, and his feet were an unwelcome extra and a persisting, never-ending discomfort. What? Nigga, being able to walk is a never-ending discomfort? What? What? He had sexual interest in amputation and had paid access to videos of body mutilation. Oh my god. This nigga was looking for black market porn of gore. And then he was like, wow, this is tickling me. And he fucking cut his own legs off. What was clear from the court case was Hopper had submitted fraudulent insurance claims and purchased body mutilation videos that the judge said had a level of harm that was exceptionally high. Oh my god. Look at this nigga. What the fuck? Like, this looks like your average Joe that you would see on TV. That's why you just can't assume anything of anybody, bro. Because you don't know if they'll end up cutting their own legs off to get off. Program was following the story of two men who would go on to have healthy limbs amputated by a surgeon in Falkirk, Scotland. The hospital trust would later ban amputation for psychological reasons. So I guess that's in reference to whatever this Dr. First dude is. Said Hopper reminds him of his BID patients. What is BID? Borderline body integrity dysphoria. A rare mental health where a person has a persistent desire to have a physical disability. What? How do you let that go as far to just cut your legs off, bro? There's something in your brain to even allow you to get past that amount of pain in the first place. You put your legs in dry ice and you let them freeze. And then you're like, oh, my legs. And they amputate your fucking legs. I feel like you could have gotten away with that by saying, my stupid ass was playing around with dry ice and I fucked up. But I guess that in that case, he wouldn't be able to claim the insurance or whatever. Because it's like, negligence or whatever the fuck. I don't know if that's how it works. So I'm just saying shit. If you go to a surgeon and say, I want my leg cut off, most surgeons would say, get out of here, that's crazy. But if it was a condition in the medical manual, you could argue that they're treating a condition by doing the amputation. Or you could argue that you're feeding into their delusions. But that's just me. It explains surgeon jailed after amputation of own legs. Yes, that's the part I forgot to mention. He was a doctor himself. He was jailed for 2 years and 8 months for insurance fraud and possessing extreme pornography. Neil Hopper, 49, of Truro, Cornwall, carried out hundreds of amputation operations before having his own legs removed in 2019. What the fuck? So that man, he had a boner the whole fucking time he was cutting niggas' legs off. Crown Court heard he lied to insurers by claiming that injuries to his legs were the result of sepsis and not self-inflicted. It heard that in May 2019, Hopper had below-the-knee amputations after a mysterious illness. In fact, he had used dry ice to freeze his own legs, so they had to be removed, said prosecutor Nicholas Lee. The court heard Hopper, who admitted 2 counts of fraud and 3 of possessing extreme pornography and had sexual interest in amputation. Judge James Adkin said in sentencing that he accepted that Hopper, who had no previous conviction, was remorseful. What? Nah, this judge is tripping. This judge likes to get off on that shit too. I don't give a fuck. You're not. Do you regret cutting your own fucking legs off and committing insurance fraud? Oh, yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. The thing about it is, it's not like I wanted to cut my own legs off and get my legs removed. It's just that I needed to get rid of my legs. How else would I reach that level of sexual gratification, Judge? Your Honor? Judge? Your Honor? You're bugging, bro. There's literally no way. You don't regret cutting off your legs when, first off, you did it for fucking insurance fraud, and if you're gonna go as far as to be like, oh, well, I felt like my legs are an unnecessary part of your body. You don't regret that. You very much, like, now you have something to get you off, like, 100%. How are you not fully erect 100% of the time now that your legs are gone? That's what I'm confused about. However, the level of harm in 3 videos was body mutilation where the subject of the pornography charges was exceptionally high. He said Hopper had both legs amputated after complaining that his feet were in pain. He was treated for suspected sepsis, but he was told by surgeons that he should have his legs amputated and he was operated on. He did not tell the medics the real cause of his injuries, the court heard. So I guess whatever was going on with his legs was closely resembling sepsis. He didn't walk in there and say, hey, I have sepsis. He was like, hey, my fucking legs hurt. And he's probably like, you know what, let me chill out. The fraudulent insurance claims from 2 firms total more than £466,000. The court heard. Wow. I'm not cutting my legs off for $500,000. I'm not gonna lie. That's not happening. I don't care. I'd rather go to work and be a functioning member of society than cut my legs off for any amount of money. Hopper had been tempted by greed. Honestly, there is no amount of greed that leads you into cutting your own legs off. Honestly, maybe there is. Maybe he was so consumed by the sin of greed, the pot of greed, that he needed to cut his legs off for £500,000. Like, I mean, if they're already saying, like, yeah, you did this for sexual reasons, like, why are we allowing him to regret that? Like, what? I'm sure he regrets not being able to stand up and go to the bathroom. But I mean, if he really does have some body integrity dysphoria, then he probably wants it. He probably loves the fact that he needs to struggle to go to the bathroom. Just that overstimulate. We need Dr. House on this nigga's case. Actually, we just need Dr. House. He had messaged a friend about the claims, saying he should milk it, the court heard. He enjoyed the interest from the media in his case. Mr. Lee told, and you recognize his remorse? How? What are you talking about? His motivations were a combination of obsession with removing his own parts and a sexual interest in doing so. It seems he had been a long-standing ambition of his. The dude, alright. After amputations, he was back at work in just under 6 months with prosthetic legs. He was arrested in 6 months, bro. You don't need to assimilate. You're like, oh, well, you might as well get back to work. My life is the way I wanted it to be. So he cut his legs off, got away with it for a while, and went back to work. That's so wild. The offenses had been a shock to friends. He said, Hopper has been committed to working in the service of others. The whole saga is very difficult to comprehend, I'm sure. The extreme pornography offenses were connected to videos. Oh, okay, we already covered that. Hopper was identified following investigations and blah, 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 blah. He exchanged about 1,500 messages with Gustavon about his own lower leg amputations and how he had... Oh, so he told... Okay, Hopper was identified following investigations into Marius Gustavon, whatever, who ran the Eunuch Maker site. That's funny as fuck. The Eunuch Maker site. That is so fucking funny. I'm sorry. That's hilarious. The Eunuch Maker. Alright. The Eunuch Maker. That's so fucking funny. Holy fuck. That is hilarious. The Eunuch Maker sites. Oh Oh my God. Mr. Lee told the court that Hopper had bought 3 videos from the website for £10 and £35 respectively, showing men willingly having their genitals removed. Oh! 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 What the fuck? Gustafsson was jailed for life with a minimum of term of 22 years at Old Bailey in 2024 for leading in extreme body modification ring. Dude was running a site. I didn't even hear about this part of the story. I just thought it was this nigga, like, being a fucking weirdo. But no, it's like, actually, he was fucking, exchanging messages to Gustafsson. 1,500 messages about how he dry iced his legs and amputated them. And he was talking about this with a nigga who was running a body mutilation website. What the fuck? What? Hopper had suffered body dysphoria since childhood, and his feet were an unwelcome extra. Right. Hopper did not regret the operations, but he bitterly regrets the dishonesty about their cause. Do not recognize any remorse, not a single bit of remorse. He's like, actually, you see, Your Honor, the part that I regret isn't actually cutting my legs off. It's about the fact that I lied. Okay, nigga. Alright. This is alright. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this article. It's an absolute rabbit hole. I don't understand how on earth you convince yourself. It's like I guess he had like some psychological condition. His feet were unwelcome. Like, alright, bro. And you're over here talking to a body mutilation ring about how you cut your legs off, about how you tricked surgeons into cutting your legs off. Imagine they were friends too. It's like, oh, this really sucks. This really sucks, Neil. But you're gonna have to get your legs cut off. He's like, oh, it's like when Dr. House walks in and into the fucking emergency room, and he's like, oh, how the fuck did I get here? Why is there blood on my head? Oh my God. Holy shit. Jason Abbott, 38, from Hale, whose foot was amputated by Hopper in November 2022 after painful arthritis in ankle, said he had no concern about his care. He was great, very supportive. Oh, I'm sure he's a fine. Clearly he knew what he was doing. I have no doubt that his surgeon skills were on point. It's really the fact that he was probably going home and jerking off to the fact that someone just got their legs cut off. He was like, oh, mate, I can't wait till I get to that point. When I fucking cut my legs off, mate. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. Peace.